Hello again, students. As you know, this week we're talking all about the different ways that our senses can help us explore and learn about the world around us. We have 5 senses, right? Sight, smell, hearing, taste, and touch. Which of those senses are you using right now? You're probably using at least your sense of sight to see the video and hearing to listen to the words. Speaking of words, I do have some new vocabulary words for us. Are you ready? The first word is feast. A feast is a big meal that's usually eaten at a party or maybe another special occasion. In this picture, I see the family eating a feast of a lot of different types of delicious food right after someone got married. What kinds of delicious foods might you want to eat at a feast? The next word is a little tricky. Sometimes there are words that sound the same, but they have different meanings. You may have heard this word before, but it might be a different meaning than you're used to. So let's take a look. This word is needs. When a person needs something, he or she mixes and presses it together using their hands. Oh, okay. So this meaning of the word is different than the way I've heard it before. Like maybe in the sentence, my brother needs to do his homework, right? He has to do his homework. But in this case, needs is actually talking about the way someone is pressing into something with their hands. This person in the picture kneads the dough and gets it ready to bake bread. Why do you think a baker kneads dough before it's used for baking? It's an interesting question. The last word we're going to talk about is finished. Say that one with me. Finished. When you have finished something, you have ended it. Just like in the morning, we finish our morning meeting at a certain time. We have finished our meeting and ended it. Are there any things that you have finished recently? Maybe you've finished a book that you've been reading. Or maybe, like the boy in this picture, he's been working hard on some artwork and finally finished it. He's done. He ended working on his artwork. Wow, that's some cool artwork right there. Okay, now we get to read a story. And we're gonna be listening using our sense of hearing for the words we just learned in the story. Are you ready? Let's read. Whoa, what happened? Do you notice anything different? If you do, your sense of sight is probably telling you that my shirt is now sparkly and somehow my glasses have turned orange and are shaped like kitty cats. That is so silly. Now we're gonna read a very fun story. And it's a true informational text, so we know it has real facts about real things. The title of our story is A Feast of the Senses. Normally when we talk about a feast, it's a big meal of food that's served at a special occasion. In this case, it sounds like they're talking about a lot of different ways that they use their senses in the story. Let's read and see if we're right. Here we go. A feast for the senses. How can your senses help you prepare a feast? The kitchen is one of the most popular rooms in any home. This is because the smells, sights, and sounds from a kitchen tell us that we are about to eat. In some cultures, people celebrate special events with a feast. It can take days to prepare all the food. Many people start learning to cook at a young age. They use all 5 of their senses: smell, touch, sight, hearing, and taste to become good cooks. Learning to cook takes some practice. Get ready for a feast of the senses. Which sense do you think we will use first? Let's find out. When you cook, your sense of smell is very important. Good cooks smell different spices, such as pepper and cinnamon, to figure out what flavors go together best. Your sense of smell and touch tell you when food is fresh. When you shop for a fruit or vegetable, you smell it and you feel it to make sure that it's ripe. For example, if a lime is too hard, it's not ripe enough. If it's really soft, it's probably too ripe. If it smells fresh and feels firm, you will probably want to buy it. Your sense of touch tells you when food is ready to be put in the oven. As you can see, a woman is making bread for the feast. As she works the dough with her hands, it feels tough and lumpy at first. Then, after she kneads it more, it feels soft and smooth. Her sense of touch tells her that the bread is ready to bake. Aha! Sizzle! Fresh onions are poured into a hot frying pan. Blub, blub, blub. A pot of soup simmers on the stove. Ding! The oven timer goes off. Cooks are always using their sense of hearing. Different sounds tell them what's happening to the food as it cooks. The sounds of cooking also tell cooks when to begin the next step in the recipe. When the sizzle of the onions turns into a soft hiss, the onions are cooked. Sight is another helpful sense in the kitchen. Raw onions are white or yellow, while cooked onions are usually clear. Sight is also very helpful to bakers. For example, when a baker looks in the oven, she can see that the dough has risen and turned brown. The bread is finished baking. Your 5 senses will give you information about your cooking all the time. All you have to do is pay attention. Now it's time for the sense you have probably been waiting for. Taste. After all, eating is all about enjoying the taste of food, right? Here's a special secret about cooking. When you prepare a feast, you get to taste all along the way. Cooks use their sense of taste to test the flavors of the foods as they cook. That way, they can add more spices, cook a dish for a little bit longer, or maybe make other changes to the recipe. Finally, it's time for the feast to begin. The guests are hungry. They are eager to explore all the different kinds of food. If the cooks used all their senses well in the kitchen, everyone will be happy. So I wonder what types of senses they will use when they eat all of that delicious food. Yum! Now is a good time to think about what are the different ways that you use your senses every single day.